Did you guys ever read the Zelda comics in Nintendo Power?
Yes, I did.
They were really good.
They were.
Yeah. Like the one that was based sort of Zelda 1 and 2.
Yeah. The one I really remember was the one that was actually based on Link to the Past.
The manga, right?
There were actually two. Nintendo Power did one for that too.
Oh, alright. The manga was pretty neat.
I haven't checked out the manga.
It changed the story a little bit.
Oh, I'd imagine, yeah.
Yeah, and they, for some reason, threw in one of the Cyborg 009 characters in it, which was weird.
Yep.
But it was pretty neat.
Yep. We can see now, by the way, that we can pick up the large boulders. Can't walk with it, though. Too heavy for that.
Oh. Can you hit a monster with it? Does it kill it?
Yes, you can. And it doesn't necessarily automatically kill them, but it'll do some damage.
Hey, what's up? Cool. Nice advice. Take all this
Already
shit.
stopped there.
Useful advice.
Right? Yeah, I was saving that. Could you not? Oh, alright.
Still fucking terrified by how this guy just turns to look at you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's he gonna do? He's pretty pissed with you right now. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for that. You're welcome to the rupees, by the way.
Well, if he didn't want us to take them, he wouldn't have had them.
Of course not. Take the guy's sign now.
Oh, jeez.
He teleported.
Why did you take
What's
my
this guy's
sign?
problem?
I think maybe we took his sign. He might be a bit mad about that.
Might have. Haha, that's cute.
Oh. Are
Doesn't
you trying to
even hurt
like?
you.
Are you trying to sacrifice him to the crab?
It's a
Didn't
crap
work, though.
battle.
Did get maxed out rupees, though.
Hey,
That looks weird.
999.
Also, he looked like your uncle.
Oh, you're right. He is just for that screen.
Yeah.
Good.
Did you?
And he kind of did.
No. They didn't have the nice purple hair though.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks kind of like Link has pink hair in this, so
He does, yep.
must run the family.
It's just I think it doesn't change when you get a different outfit.
Does it? I can't remember.
I seem to recall it does, but if it doesn't, it's gonna look horrible with the red armor.
Yeah.
It's
shit,
interesting
you can change
because
armor.
oh yeah,
Yep,
This
you
is-
can get upgrades for that. Upgrades for attack and defense.
yeah, and different shields too. Or is it not in this game?
Nope, it's in this game.
All right. Oh yeah, you get the mirror one too, right?
Mhm.
It is very disturbing to hear Zelda 64 Link shouting every time you chop with the sword.
Unsettling.
Yeah. Not my favorite game. Whoa. This is some anime level archery fighting
Shooting
here.
each other's arrows out of the
Oh, I gotta show you. Did you guys see they made like an anime opening of the Star Wars trailer? Like they
I did
took,
see that.
it was so good.
That was
I have
pretty
not seen it
awesome.
yet.
I'll send you a link after we finish recording.
You should post it in the description of the video as well.
Why should my fans get the...
Well, yeah, why give them any joy?
I say fans. I mean, people I know that happen to watch this stuff.
Oh, you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, Zelda 64, not a huge fan.
That's surprising. If I did have fans, you'd probably get a lot of hate in the comments for that.
Oh boy, I would take it like a man. It was, I think it was 12 when it came out, and it got 100 out of 100 for everything in the, the
Apples.
Super Play. Nice. How about those apples?
Oh, they hear you.
So did you actually... So do you dislike it, or do you just not
I
think
dislike
it's as
it.
good as people?
I
Okay.
dislike it.
And
Because
we're talking about Ocarina of Time, right? Not
yes,
Majora's Mask?
yes, whoa. That's a weird glitch.
What's that?
The grass. Oh, there we go. It was like flickering and
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I
Sort
think
of.
Zelda 64 is, I guess ugly is mean to say because because of the limitations.
I know what you mean. I like the style of it myself, but I can totally understand why someone wouldn't be into it.
And I feel like they I feel like it didn't really, like, they had the potential to make it a more complex story, but I don't think they had the courage to do it. Like, if you Wind Waker is really good in that.
Yeah.
In there.
You've got to kind of keep in mind, though, that it was sort of the first game after Link's Awakening where they started the idea of really having heavy story.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Even in Link to the Past, the story, it's more fleshed out than in the NES games, but it's still kind of just there.
Yeah.
And another piece of heart here, by the way.
Congrats.
How many hearts can you go up to? Because you already had far more hearts than I would have ever seen in like Mega Man or anything like that.
16?
Yeah, you need 7 hearts though. To open the gates.
I'm assuming that's a reference to something that I'm not getting.
It's an Undertale reference.
Oh, right. Souls.
I thought you were going for like Vampire the Eternal
Souls.
Struggle.
Let's call them Souls.
I thought you were going for like the Vampire the Masquerade card game. How many souls you need to shatter the gates? You didn't?
You mean the game briefly known as Jihad?
Oh, they weren't allowed to keep that name?
It wasn't they weren't allowed to. They changed it because they realized, hey, we might get some backlash for this.
Is it still being made though?
Is it?
I don't know. Is it?
Oh, I don't think so. I think
it is not. It was discontinued. Although Paradox Interactive recently said in like one of their interviews, "Hey, so we actually enjoyed playing this, and we own some collectible card game sort of studios and builds, so we might bring it back."
Did you hear about that news, by the way?
Because it was a cool interactive. It was a cool card game, pretty different from like the other ones. Although it was horrifically complicated.
But yeah, Chris, did you hear that news about White Wolf yet?
I did not.
That Paradox took back the license from CCP and they're going to actually start publishing stuff.
Oh, that's great. I guess. I hope. I mean, I'm not gonna diss the New World of Darkness too much, but they was really hit and miss with those titles.
Doing both now.
Oh.
Yep,
but
they're going to be publishing both alongside each other.
They're taking it back from Onyx Gaming then?
Onyx? Onyx. That's the it was CCP that was doing that owned it, and they farmed it out to Onyx, I think.
All right, because Onyx did a pretty good job. I got the Guides to the Clans or something, and it was really well done. I was surprised, and I'm very, very picky when it comes to Vampire.
Yep. So, but yeah, they will be publishing both lines simultaneously now. Old and new. They're not called old and new now either. I forget what they're
Classic and something else.
Chronicles.
Yeah, that's right.
CWOD.
Yeah.
I'm
because
a huge
new was always
fan
a confusing sort of way.
Yeah, I think
like
New World of Darkness
the
was
best
never
way to
official.
put that.
I don't think New World of
it
Darkness
wasn't,
was never the official name for it. I think just old fans.
Classic World of Darkness was.
Yeah.
Yeah, Classic was an official one, but.
Alright.
Just to like try and make it slightly more different, more differentiated.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It
was probably the best way it could have gone.
You can turn her into a fairy, by the way.
Whoa.
What the fuck?
And then you ate her. Yep. Nice. That is.
It's okay. She comes back.
Okay. I did not know you could do that. Oh my god. So you can farm fairies on her.
Yep.
That's terrifying.
And I showed this last time, but just to show you in person as well. I'm not sure if you knew about this one either.
Whoa. I did not know about that. I think I read a head time manga like this. What the fuck? What the This is disturbing. What happens if you turn her back into Cuckoo and then hit her?
You can't. You actually can't turn her back. Magic powder won't do anything else.
Shit. This is blowing my mind.
Just turn a chicken into a person and then just leave them be when they're suffering in their new state.
Wow.
I need another fairy.
You're terrible.
Well, there's something else that I want to show that not many people realize you can do. Another thing like that.
Yeah.
Oh, you might have also have noticed, by the way, in the GBA version, they don't have that dumb select a bottle and you get a sub-screen thing. It was always annoying when you're moving through the menu.
I don't remember it, so...
There's a single bottle on the item screen when you selected it.
All right,
Bottles on the side.
That was stupid. Alright, so what are you doing now?
Oh, I thought this was how you did. Can you build a little farther away? Oh, normally you can sell things in bottles to this guy.
Ah, alright.
I guess you can't sell fairies, either that or I don't have the right way to do it, but if you collect stuff and bring it up to him, he'll sometimes buy it. Fish too, actually.
Oh yeah, I remember you could sell fish.
Yep. I think you can even sell the golden bee to him, but I don't want to do that.
Well, what do you know?
Besides, what do we need money for? We're already in the Hyrule 1%.
Yeah. By the way, how...
there is... Oh, go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, how long do you plan these episodes to be? Because we've been playing for like 46 minutes.
Oh, I don't do outros. I just cut it up.
Alright, I see. Alright.
Yeah.
You can feel free to censor that away then.
Oh, no, that's fine. We do meta talk all the time.
Alright.
And welcome back to episode 8, 7 of...
welcome back to episode 8 of Zelda! Why would you even put the time in to do that? That's all meta, really, you know.
Yeah.
So, what are you doing right now? What's your goal?
Well, now that we've got the Titan Smith, I'm going to head up somewhere by the magic shop where we were blocked by rocks before, where there's that wishing waterfall they mentioned.
All right.
I love how the fastest way to move is like sword first, sprinting forward.
Well, I mean,
The safe way
is
to
that how
travel.
you run?
Yeah.
I always run
I
that
mean,
way.
Sadly, I don't own a sword. But...
It's either that or the Naruto ninja run, you know.
Just for you, Chris.
Yay! Boop. That is so weird. Tra-la.
Kookman is the official name, by the way.
Cuckoo Man.
No, just Kookman.
Kookman. How do you spell that?
C-U-K-E. Oh, that was a
All right, because if it was K-U-K, that would be a dirty word in Swedish.
Right. I keep getting messed up because the buttons are slightly off in the GBA version from what I'm used to on Super Nintendo. And I'm using a Super Nintendo controller to play this. So.
I see, right, yeah. I was just going to say, actually, that you could, but...
Yep, I've got one of those USB Super Nintendo things.
Ah, yeah. They're pretty good. I have one lying around here somewhere, but it's hard to get it to work with other titles than, you know...
Yeah.
Then obviously my Super Nintendo that has a USB port, because I would never play any Super Nintendo games on my computer.
Well, I mean, you could also just use it as a gamepad, is what I'm sure you meant.
Yes, of course, that's what I meant. Did I tell you guys, by the way, how much they would charge for a copy of Final Fantasy 3 or 6 here in Sweden?
Honestly, it was pretty expensive over here, too. How bad was it there?
It was, I would say, about $200 used.
Wow, that is definitely worse than it was here. I mean,
yeah, and
even here it was something like 90.
Yeah, and that's when it was still being made, you know, because it was
Game
never
prices
released
were
here.
crazy back then.
Yeah. Oh, do you know why? In Europe, at least.
Why is that?
Because the company in charge of releasing Scandinavian, Northern European copies of the game, they were called, basically localizing them, was Bergsala, which was in Sweden. And they actually had a cartel going with Nintendo.
Wow.
Yeah,
Did they localize to Swedish, by the way? Or
some games, yeah. Shadowrun, for example, is famous for its Swedish translation. And Deja Vu,
cool.
I think, as well. Really good translations. But basically what happened is that Nintendo said that everyone has to sell the titles for the same price. You can't give people discounts. And if you did that and Bergsala found out, you were actually blacklisted and you didn't get the latest titles.
Wow.
Yeah. The European Union actually sued Nintendo successfully for about 3 million euros, which was just... hit my microphone there. Which was just right after they sold Rare to Microsoft for like 5 million euros. So they... Or maybe it was 4 million euros. Basically, they lost a shit ton of money while also selling Rare, which was the one company making really good games for their consoles.
Because I know that games are still slightly more expensive here in UK/Europe.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
It's a thing with Steam as well. It really depends on where you are when you're buying the games.
Oh, I didn't know that Steam charged different prices and different slots.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah, because whenever I was visiting Roxy over in America there, the Steam Winter Sale was on whenever I was there one time. And I was like, whoa, what the hell? It's like
it's really
suddenly cheap. £2 to buy all these games instead of like 5.
Yeah, and that's why...
So it's actually physical region
yeah,
based?
It
like
is.
where you physically are? That is weird.
And the reason for that is pretty interesting, because originally Steam would sell games at a very low cost, because it was just code, you know? And a lot of retailers actually got very angry about this and got together and basically forced Valve to sell their games at a market value.
Oh.
And I think, honestly, at the moment, they could probably get away with lowering the prices again, but why would they, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why companies like G2A, for example, have sprung up, because they're buying titles in Russia and China, and then they're giving you they're buying them as gifts and giving you the cereals for them.
Oh.
It's technically not illegal.
Welcome back, Ambi.
Welcome back.
Yep. So up here, we've been exploring the region of the Zoras. That's why there's so many of them around. And like I mentioned before, these are actually a branch of a race that we see in other games. These are river Zoras as compared to I think I said sea Zoras before, but I think they're actually ocean Zoras. The kindly ones from Ocarina of Time and later games.
They live in a large cave in Ocarina of Time.
Yep.
So why would they be ocean Zoras?
I don't know why. The name came from one of the Oracle games where they actually did live in the ocean. That's probably why.
Right. Well, they do live in the ocean in Majora's Mask as well, I think.
Yeah, they do there. And actually, one of the Oracle games is the only game where you actually see both kinds of Zoras in the same game.
Uh-huh.
They
are very different.
Yeah. But they are supposed to be branches of one another.
Oh, that's a big guy.
Yeah.
I only have 3 teeth.
I want the flippers.
Don't mock the Zora King. It's just rude.
Oh no, 500 rupees. Wherever would you get that amount of money? What's the exchange value of a rupee anyway?
About 10 coins per rupee.
Oh, I see. And of course...
Or about 300 Poké Dollars.
Yeah. Did you read, by the way, that the Pokemon currency is supposed to represent yen?
I did not.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Although making sense of RPG prices really never works anyway.
Well, no, it's supposed to be like, because if you pay like 500 yen for something, that's not a lot of money.
Yeah.
And since most trainers are kids, it's reasonable to assume, you know, you get a Pokeball for like a couple of cents, or like a $1. So it's actually makes sense, because I always was like, what the fuck? I beat this guy and he gave me 10,000. Like, I could buy a car for that, and the bike is like $1 million or something. I mean, somewhere around there.
Yeah, that does make a lot more sense in hindsight. Anyway, this is the item that was mentioned in Kakariko before, the one that quote-unquote turns us into a fish. All it actually does is let us jump into deep water without drowning.
It would be cool if Link turned into a fish.
It would.
Yeah.
I mean, he does appear to be doing some kind of sort of a...
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably just sort of like the animation for him coming up for air while swimming, but it's still...
Yeah, probably.
a bit bizarre. Okay. Well, look, the prices only really became relevant recently because visiting rocks are there, and also whenever the Destiny expansions came out, because they were $20 each or £20 each.
Yeah, well, that's the difference. That's a huge difference.
It's 20 both times, same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
It just ends up being like 50% more expensive for us. So.
And here's the actual Waterfall of Wishing.
Ooh. Mysterious Pond. Throw a fairy.
Throw in the bee. Boomerang.
Well, let's try one of them.
Fairy.
Yeah. Do you know where this is from, by the way?
The fairy music?
No, the fairy. Asking you if this is what you threw in.
Oh, what is it from? I didn't realize it was from something.
It's a Japanese folklore thing.
Oh.
Basically, a farmer threw in... a farmer was sleeping by a pool of water, and then a spirit came up. It's like, oh, did you drop... I think maybe he did drop something, like a shovel or something, and she came up. It's like, oh, did you drop this golden shovel, or did you drop this silver shovel? And he was like, I didn't drop either. And she's like, oh, you're a pure person, and I'll give you both.
Didn't the Dot Hack games do something like that too?
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, it's very established.
Yeah. By the way,
Harvest Moon as well, I think.
Oh yeah, I think so. If you do throw in the boomerang.
Yeah. Yeah, see, she goes like, oh yeah, you're an honest person. I'm gonna give you something better.
A red boomerang.
The magical boomerang. Has a longer range, moves faster. Doesn't do more damage, though.
It can also pull out a rabbit from a hat.
Yeah.
Most importantly,
Not a grass,
it sparkles. It sparkles.
See, this was a relevant joke. A rabbit in a hat? Mm-hmm. Foreshadowing? Yeah, they're just laughing, but I'm just going, what?
Can't remember if you do this in here.
I think you can.
You do. Yep.
Hey.
Oh, we'll give you something better in return, and she gives you, like, a gun or something.
Oh, hey, it's visually different. Weird.
Yep.
Can't you... No, the glove you get later, right?
Yeah, there's a dungeon where you get the upgrade for that.
Yeah.
Boink.
And like you saw there, it can do as advertised and block fireballs as well as other small projectiles like the original shield could.
Yeah. That little crab, by the way, does it have a huge smile on its face, or is it just me?
I guess I could see that.
Looks like a huge grin.
There, another one over here to look at? Nope.
Oh well.
Oh, we'll run into one and then
Yeah.
I can tell you how wrong you are.
I'm looking forward to it. Boom. Now, this game has aged really well.
It really has, yeah. That's the nice
has,
thing
yeah.
about 16-bit graphics.
Yeah.
If they're done well, they'll last pretty much as long as you want.
Yeah, but it's also a thing that 3D games have a problem with, because they try to emulate. They try to look real.
Yeah.
So
the
the older
3D
they
games
are,
that didn't do that so much are really the ones that lasted a lot longer. I
yeah,
think.
exactly. Like games like Spyro the Dragon still looks kind of like shit, but you don't mind it as much.
I still remember how amazed I was when we got our first PS2 and how realistic the graphics looked.
Oh,
on,
yeah,
I think
yeah.
it was Eternal Ring.
Oh, yeah, it was crazy. It was like, oh god, the lips are actually moving. Oh my god. I actually... Oh, there you go.
I guess you could see that as a grin.
Oh, no, it doesn't look like one. It's just when he's running around.
Oh, yeah. Looks like he's got a
Looks kind
little
Huge.
tiny mouth.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a little tiny...
looks kind of like
Wow.
grin to me.
I can't move! I was actually trying to replay Dragon Age recently. I don't think I mentioned it. And that game has not aged well. It is terrible. Not good at all.
Yeah.
You mean
Before I
appearance or
started.
mechanics?
Both really.
In order to try and sort of before starting Witcher 3, I decided, why don't I play the first 2 games since I have them on Steam?
Yeah.
I just haven't gotten around to playing them. And the first one has also not aged well.
Yeah, I can imagine. It wasn't a very pretty game.
No. The second one's pretty good though. And it's like
Oh, well,
aged
this
pretty
looks-
well, so.
Why do I keep stepping on those bombs? This looks a little bit suspicious.
That's a blue thing. I'm gonna step on it. Couldn't possibly be a bomb. I mean, I would know, right? Oops. Ah!
Well, obviously it just means
Does
that
this look
Idran
familiar,
subscribes to
Oh,
the... Oh, it does. To the Helldivers School of Disarming Bombs with your feet.
Yeah. If at first you don't succeed, call in reinforcements, then do it again. Helldiver's a good game.
It is good. I think I only picked it up after watching one of your first video on it there, and
really?
did not regret it. Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
So
Yeah.
do you get a kickback from the company when people do that, Chris?
I wish. Well, I mean, Andrea's looking for work there, so
Oh,
yeah,
that's
I
cool.
hope. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I actually didn't realize it was a Swedish studio.
Arrowhead. They made
Yeah,
Monkey
the
Cup.
guys who made Magica, so...
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Well,
they're really
the
funny.
Swedish pronunciation. Yeah.
Paradox is also Swedish, by the way.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, I knew there's a lot of gaming companies in Sweden, but not sure who exactly.
Paradox make the weirdest strategy games, like Crusader Kings. Or so-
Yeah.
Did I tell?
I've heard of them.
Oh, they're like, what the hell are you doing here? Right.
Paradox also make... I think Paradox also make a couple of these more old school games, and RTS ones.
I think so. Yeah.
The sort of turn-based ones and isometric stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of like Planescape Torment and Baldur's Gate style things.
That's cool.
Yeah. I think they've released a few of those titles, like similar ones.
Was Pillars of Eternity then, or was that somebody else? Or was it recent
Sorry, what?
one? Pillars of
Which
Eternity?
Pillars of Eternity was no, it was shit. What are they
Black
called?
Isle or something.
Well, Black Isle, I don't think they exist anymore.
Yeah, Black Isle
Oh.
turned into Obsidian.
I think it was Obsidian though. Yeah, so I think you're right. I think Obsidian made Pillars of Eternity. And some people who made Planescape have gone on to make. They're working on Tides of Numenera.
Yep, it just came out in beta.
Yeah, and they made Wasteland 2 as well, which apparently.
So many bees.
What bees? Oh right.
Oh god, not
You're
the
really
bees.
far ahead of us.
Not the bees.
Just a few seconds.
Yeah.
You can live with it.
Yeah. Yes, I can. These guys. Oh, huh? I'm cutting down a tree.
Weird thing in the GBA version, and looking into it, it has to do with the connection to Four Swords. They've got a third brother.
Really? Oh wow.
I can't cut the trees like the giants. But I'm very good at riddles. Take my word for it. Not going to tell you any.
Yeah, if you get so many medals in Four Swords Adventures and you unlock the riddle quest here, where he'll give you a riddle and you have to find the item that the riddle's talking about and carry it to him.
Wow. Does it actually give you anything, or is it just?
Yep, if you go through the whole thing, then you get the Hurricane Spin.
Oh, cool.
Yep, which is the spin attack, only it's constant for a few seconds, like in Wind Waker.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Man, Wind Waker was such a good game.
It really was.
I was not on speaking terms with Nintendo after Zelda 64 for a very long time. And then I played Wind Waker, I borrowed it from a friend, I was like, everything is forgiven. This is exactly what I wanted with Zelda. I just never liked the realistic approach to it. Because, like...
I can kind of go both ways on it. I mean, I think Twilight Princess did it well.
Never played it, actually. I haven't played Twilight Princess or any of the other later games.
Oh, Wind Waker was the newest one?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I've watched some Skyward Sword. I was not impressed.
Nah. Well, I'll be sure to have you on once we get to that one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'd love to broil in impotent rage.
Of course, that's not going to be until after Ocarina of Time, so you're
Alright.
going to get to have fun with that.
Oh my god. At least I'm gonna be able to see someone finish Majora's Mask, because I never managed to. I always got sidetracked.
It's got a really great ending.
Yeah, I can imagine.
How far along did you get in it?
I think I beat I think I got the Zora mask. Well, that's
Okay.
the third one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Then I lost interest somehow. Oh, it's that guy.
Yeah. Found an old man in a cave.
Ah, I'm sure
Helpful,
that.
too.
You turn right
So
here.
this is actually tying into some of the backstory of things that I plan to get into in these Ambi. So the golden power that he's talking about, not to get too much into the creation myth, but way back when, after the gods created the world, they left an artifact known as the Triforce in the Sacred Realm. And people were quarreling over it, trying to find it for ages. There's a huge war about it. Eventually, after a long period of time, someone did find it.
Yep.
And that was Ganondorf.
King of Thieves.
Yep. And when he did find it, the thing about the Triforce is, once you lay your hand on it, you get your heart's desire granted. And his heart's desire was to rule the world.
Well,
It backfired, though, because what ended up happening was he took control of the Sacred Realm, the parallel existence where the Triforce was found, and it was twisted into a dark mirror of Hyrule that he had total control over, where anyone that then entered it from then on would be transformed into whatever was in their heart. He just sort of sat there for a time because he couldn't do much. He couldn't leave the Sacred Realm then.
yeah.
But other people, now that the way was open, kept coming in there trying to find the Triforce themselves and getting turned into monsters in the process and joining his army. Eventually the army got so large that he was able to send them out to try and take Hyrule itself. That was the war that was mentioned in the intro sequence.
Yeah. And it got sealed by
Imprisoning
the Seven Sages, right?
Yep. Some probably centuries or so after he originally found the
Yeah.
Triforce.
Remind me, did they mention the knights in the intro?
Yes. Did they?
I don't
they
recall.
They didn't mention them during part of the plot, though. The Knights of Hyrule.
Yeah.
They were a group of Hylians, bloodline devoted to protecting the castle. That were nearly wiped out during the imprisoning war, and Link is the last survivor of their bloodline.
Yeah. And don't forget, you gotta save Zelda. She is your ...
You're gonna be disappointed, Chris. They actually took that out of the GBA version.
Really?
Yep, they actually did a correct translation of that line.
So what does he say?
Protect Zelda, I think.
She is your sister! That's what they should have said. Ah, man. Good times. I'm sorry you died, purple-haired uncle with black mustache.
If you wander into a magical transporter, gaze in this mirror. Thanks, old man. Good that you're
seem to
just
have a lot of
carrying around a
experience.
magic mirror.
Yeah.
A lot of
He does have a
experience with magical
granddaughter
things.
your age.